I had a dream last night about a mage. The mage was doing their work and they were casting their spell, and it was beautiful, and there was sparkles coming up from the table, and it was amazing. And they looked around their room, and out the window more mages and priestesses and others were walking by the window, and they wanted to show them. They wanted to say, look what I made, look what I can do. I created light, I created beauty, I created peace, and they wanted to show the others. And in my dream, I heard unify to amplify. So, in the same way that the Dreaming Women Council, can we side note on that? So, the Dreaming Women Council has stirred up some great shadows for a lot of people. So, it's a group of our most loved and adored psychics who have been professional for many, many years, getting together to just create a collective focus for all of the rest of us to be able to amplify certain energies to bring on, the new earth and all the wonderful things that we're creating. And there's been people who are like, but that's a hierarchy, and that's not, that's top down, blah, 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 and that's not what we want to have. So what's interesting about that is that that's the patriarchy. Patriarchal hierarchy is not the same as a council. Indigenous cultures have had councils forever. A group of people who have experience that the rest of the people trust, who get together and create initiatives or ideas or things like that for the communities, bring them to the community, involve the community in the conversation, empower the community, and do things that are for the community's nourishment and for amplifying what the purpose is for whatever they need to create, whatever we're creating, right? And the thing is, a council is a circle. It's not a hierarchical thing. And it's so interesting. The pushback on it is, well, we shouldn't have any leaders at all. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. Like, nothing works that way. But when we have the divine feminine in leadership positions, then what we have is we have reciprocal respect. We have other people's ideas are welcome. We have the community's best interests in mind. We don't have ego in the game of, I want to be the one who's in charge, I want to be the expert. It's empowering to everybody in the community. It's amplifying love. It's sending out love, because we're saying, hey, let's all put our focus on this one thing. Show us what you got. What do you have around this topic? Like last week, it was about, your tools and the things that you can share with people that can help them right now, right? And so many, oh my gosh, it was beautiful. I discovered so many new creators who had these amazing tools to share with us all so that we could support ourselves during this time. And this week, it's about, which is funny because I dreamed about it, but it's about community and connection. It's about connection, right? Not working just in a vacuum, right? And so what a beautiful thing. And so all these people are like, oh yeah, for my community thing this week, I started teaching yoga in person again, or I started, I got my knitting circle back up, or I started making food, for school lunches or for the community or things like that. So people are saying, hey, thank you so much for that, initiative and that idea. Here's what I'm doing, and I'm going to put all of my focus on creating community this week. And then what happens is all of us find our voice and our power and our love in our hearts and what we're here to do. And it's because we are being prompted by a circle of wise women. It's not the same. So it's interesting, and it's a great chance to work on our shadows. I mean, what could come up? Let's see. Abandonment. How come I'm not in the Dreaming Women Circle? I'm not in it. Or the council. That's okay. I love everybody who is, right? And like, why? So like abandonment stuff, or why am I not good enough, or I'm excluded again, or, all those great things that are stuck in our nervous systems, those old shadows and those old, this reminds me of that thing that happened when I was 14 or 7 or whatever it is that gets stuck in here. Great time to process. Great time to process those things. And as we rebuild this new way of being where we all have a voice, we're still going to need to have somebody leading a little bit, you know? And they're not even really leading, they're just coming up with ideas for us to focus our energy on, right? No one's saying, like, listen to me because I'm the leader. What I say goes. Like, that's not what happens when Divine Feminine, or, you know, especially for like ethical psychic, you know, like when Indigenous people sit in council and circle, they're exploring what's best for everyone together and listening to the voices of everyone. So take a look at that, right? Anyway, back to the point. Think about ways that you can share your magic, right? Can you share it in something that's like, I know how to sew, and I'm going to get together with other people who also sew, and we're going to figure out how we can start providing for our community with the things that we make. Can we come up with, like, are you planting your gardens? Can you get together with a bunch of people in your neighborhood and plan community gardens? Can you, you know, just sit around and laugh with people and raise the vibration that way? Like, make it a specific group, you know, group of people where you're not going to talk about what's going on, and you're just going to tell funny stories. There's all different kinds of ways to come into community. Can you bake stuff together? Can you just, you know, one of the guys, I reposted a few videos, please look at those. You know, one of the guys on there is just baking a pie for his neighbor, right? So connection to community, because when we do that, we amplify our magic, just like that mage who was looking out the window, who really wanted to join other people and make more of the light that they figured out how to create. Yeah. And also watch that last video I reposted especially, and let's start giving credit where credit's due. It's really interesting to understand where the first free school lunches came from, and how a community can come together to create healthcare options for themselves when it isn't being provided by people who maybe don't see them as equal in their humanity. So yeah, that's another one. Great shadow work and things to look at and examine, because the change is here now and nothing's going to stop it. I love you. I'm glad you're in my community. Thank you so much for all of the likes and the comments and the follows. We are building community here together, and I always respond in the comments and just love you all. I just love you all so much. We're in this together, and we got this.